Cheers! It's December.
Cheers.
And therefore, it's obligatory that everyone in the universe posts their Spotify Wrapped on Apple Music. Or Apple Music Wrapped on
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 all their
Instagram.
social
Yeah,
medias.
wherever you want to put it. I'll say two things. One, there's two kinds of people. There's the kinds of people that see that and they're like, nobody cares about your music. And they're correct. But then there's the kind of people that's like, you can learn a lot from what people post on their Spotify or from their Spotify Wrapped on their socials. And they're also correct.
Yeah.
So I find myself in both parties. Like, do I really care what music you listen to? Not even a little bit.
Mm-mm.
Like, do I care what your most played song was? Not even a little bit. But it does tell me a lot about somebody.
Yeah.
And so from that perspective, like, I'm okay with them doing it.
Right.
Because it's like, do I ever need to talk to this person again in my life?
Probably not.
And for a lot of the people this year specifically, the answer is no.
Yeah.
For a multitude of reasons. But I'll digress. And we're going to share with you our Spotify Wrapped, except it's from Apple Music because Apple Music does a little better.
Yeah.
So that you can judge us.
Right.
And I fully hope that people just watch this and are like, idiots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all I ever want.
Yeah.
I just want the internet. I don't. If they call you an idiot, oh well. But I want them to call me out on whatever it is, because I have a history of not being called out on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's a discussion for another time.
I've been working really hard on it. So,
but needless to say, it's December, so we got to do it. We got to go through the lists here. We got to go through most played stuff, and just reflect a little bit on who we were bumping throughout the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's start off here and just go over the total minutes and the genres that stood out to us the most on our Apple Music, Spotify Wrapped end of the year stuff here. Tell me about your numbers.
Yeah. So for minutes listen, it would have been a little bit higher, but like I've told you, lost my AirPods case. Haven't been able to listen at work, and it sucks. But for now, I have 46,145 minutes.
Yeah. There you go.
Seems like a pretty standard.
Yeah. I feel like that was pretty close to last year's for you.
Yeah. I feel like that's where I usually sit.
Yeah.
Because then I'll have this like break of just absolute silence wherever I am.
Mm-hmm.
So
And there you go.
pretty standard. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, this one actually was like a lot lower than it typically is this year. I talked to you a little bit about it. Multitude of reasons. Like, I'm doing a different job now, so like maybe I listen less at work. Who knows? But I'm just shy of yours at 44,082 minutes of music.
Let's go.
I think last year I was like over 60.
Yeah, you had a ridiculously high amount of minutes.
And to be fair, I still feel like there's going to be a lot more minutes to be added, especially as I start like getting ready for our albums episode. Like there's just going to be a lot of music on in the background as I'm like solidifying where I want to put things. But it's a solid number. Right. I always like that I'm not one of those people that's like 120,000 minutes of music, where it's like I can function in my day and life without just having to constantly listen to music. The people like like they're sitting in class or something, or they're just at the function with friends and they're like got the AirPod in, and
for
you're
no
like,
reason.
Hold on, guy, like
take that out.
Yeah, share with us at least, like. If it's a musical situation, let us all be involved. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, anyways, moving on to genres here. It's always fairly standard with me. I've got hip hop as my most listened to genre, country number 2, alternative 3rd, pop 4th, rap 5th. The hip hop rap distinction, I mean, like I get it. I get the idea.
Right.
Because if you're like, I would call Travis Scott more of a hip hop artist than a rapper. I would call Eminem more of a rapper than like quote unquote traditional standard hip hop,
Right.
or however you want to say that. But for whatever reason, I feel like I can never find a rhyme or reason to why Apple Music puts who in which category.
Mm.
Um, for the most part. But anyways, pretty standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, I had a brain fart. So I'm in the same with my number one, hip hop. Not a surprise.
Yeah.
Followed by followed by pop, then rap, and then country at my fourth. This is a new one. I don't think I had this before, but hardcore rap. So
Sounds questionable.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Who is in that subject?
I don't know. It sounds violent.
It sounds really violent.
Yeah.
But like, I don't listen to like. I mean, unless you want to count NWA, but I guarantee you they're not in my top 50 artists listen to.
No. Yeah.
I probably listen to their songs
Crazy.
once in a while.
Yeah. If you,
So I don't know.
For listeners out there that are like hardcore rap fans, let us know what the heck that means. Because apparently Jaden's into it.
I guess so.
Let's go right on over to the artists section here.
Yep.
Apple Music gives you your top 15, which is why I said it's better than Spotify.
Right.
I'm gonna run through my 15 real quick here. I had 559 artists total on the year. Nothing crazy. I definitely have like my standard people that I come back to most of the time, and then every once in a while I'll kind of explore outside of that. But 15th, Lil Yachty dropped a project this year that I really liked. I was still playing some of his work from last year as well.
Yeah.
14, Kid Cudi. Don't know really where he came from. Like some singles from him this year that I enjoyed, but I was never really like hardcore bumping a lot of Kid Cudi throughout the year, especially compared to other artists that didn't make this list. But then 13th, Don Toliver also dropped a project this year that I liked. The Weeknd at 12th, pretty standard. He's always up there towards my top artists. J. Cole at 11. Might Delete Later came out this year. Yeah. Definitely helps his case. 21 Savage at 10th. I always listen to a lot of 21 Savage just like working out or whatever. And then also American Dream coming out this year. I listened to that one a fair amount early on.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino at 9th. Always been one of my favorite artists, but dropping 2 projects this year. For sure up there. Future at 8, another guy with 2 projects. 3 projects, technically, if you count his mixtape. But 7th, Eminem, another guy that's always towards my top artists. Here it gets a little interesting. I was a little surprised by this, not by the artist, but just by the placement. In 6th, I have Kendrick Lamar, and in 5th, I have Drake.
Wow.
And like I don't say that in like I'm a Kendrick guy or like I'm a Drake guy.
Right.
I can't have all this stuff that I'm seeing. Like if you have Drake in your top 10, you're the ops. No.
You the op.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like you can't like both.
Right.
I do personally prefer more of Kendrick stuff over more of Drake stuff, but both artists have stuff that I come back to a lot, listen to a lot. This year with the whole back and forth, I listened to a ton of music from both of them just throughout their catalogs.
Yeah.
To kind of get a vibe for that. Obviously, Drake dropped For All the Dogs towards the end of last year. Some of that listening carried over into this year. And then Kendrick with GNX. Listened to that one a lot recently as well. 4th, another staple the last few years from me, Kanye West. Metro Boomin at 3rd. A lot of projects from him lately that I've been enjoying. Top 2, pretty standard. Like I feel like they flip-flop in my top 3 the last 5-6 years. Wow. Post Malone, second. Figured. And Travis Scott, most listened to artist this year. So, yeah. There you go. There you have it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I just looked, because I usually have Drake in my top
somewhere
15.
Sure.
Right. Not in here.
Not this year.
Not this year.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the new age Drake and what he's been constantly putting out.
Yeah.
But I still listen to his old songs. Yeah. I like Drake.
Right.
I won't say that I hate him. Just his new stuff. Yeah. Anyway, didn't make the list. So at 15, I have Nick D. Oh, you said your total artist you listened to.
Yeah.
I sat at 786 artists this year.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think it's when I moved back home, I was going through a little thing of just listening to a bunch of different artists.
Yeah. New stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
But anyways, At 14, I have Corday.
Okay.
I'm a little surprised with how low that is, but not at the same time. At 13, I have AK. That one shouldn't even probably be up there, but it is. At 12, we got Juice World. At 11, we got G-Eazy.
Wild.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know how he's up there, but especially above Corday.
Especially with what his album was this year.
Honestly, that might be the reason why he's in there
Interesting.
for just minutes listen.
Oh.
I don't know. That was
Must have
such
been
a
playing that project a lot.
no. That was such an awful album. Anyways, going into the top 10, we got Joyner Lucas at 10. Somebody that seems a little low is Post Malone at 9.
Okay.
Connor Price is at 8.
I also feel like that's a little low for you,
Yeah.
but not at the same time with who I can tell your next ones are going to be.
Where the heck is 6 and 7?
You lost them. You lost all the artists.
No, I can pull it up real quick.
I'm gonna make some predictions here though. Kendrick Lamar is obviously gonna be up there
You're talking about
for
like
you,
for
your
my top 5?
Top 5.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar is gonna be in there, 100%. Eminem's for sure gonna be in there.
Okay.
I bet NF makes an appearance.
Okay. Those 3 artists?
Yeah.
Okay.
And last 2, curveball here. Travis Scott for some reason is gonna be in there.
Okay.
And 5th one undecided. Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay, so you got 2 right.
Oh, okay.
So at 7, I have NF.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of fell down the ladder. He was
Sure.
actually my top artist. He was my number 1 last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so took
Crazy.
quite a fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. At number 6 we have Logic.
Okay.
At number 5, which I think is a little by 2 minutes. By 2 minutes he is number 5.
Yeah.
And that's J. Cole.
Okay. I forgot about J. Cole.
Yeah.
That would have been an obvious one. Yeah.
Right. At number 4 is Kanye West. 2 minutes. 1,213 and then
That's got to
15.
be because we did his episode this year, because I feel like you don't listen to really that much Kanye.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, no, not really. Like he'll come on every once in a while,
sure,
but
sure.
yeah, you're right. At number 3, I do have Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
I hate doing this every single time, but it just happens. But I'm number 2.
Yeah.
I like to listen back. I don't even care at this point. I make good music. The fact that it's that much more than Kendrick is crazy, though. That's
You're trying to make a statement there.
basically
Kendrick Lamar.
I'm.
He challenged.
Wait,
you.
no. We're not starting that. No.
Jaden thinks he's a better rapper than
No,
Kendrick Lamar.
not even
you heard
close.
here first. Number 1.
Eminem.
Okay.
Eminem is my number 1. It did help that we did his
The
discography. Plus, Death of Slim Shady came out.
Right,
We talked a little
right.
bit about that.
Mhm.
So,
There you
plenty to
go.
listen to. So,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
Moving into the song section here. Again, like a lot of songs that I played a good amount this year. Didn't like really have an astronomical number.
Yeah.
2,392 total songs. 15th, I had Heart Ain't Empty by Blast. Really good songwriting. 14th, Tried Our Best by Drake. Super underrated song, to be honest, I think, off of For All the Dogs. 13th, Another Late Night by Drake and Lil Yachty. Modern Jam by Travis Scott. At 12th, Nina by 21 Savage and Travis Scott off of 21's new album. 8 AM in Charlotte by Drake at 10th. Yeah, it might be one of his best recent songs.
I could
Super,
agree with
super
that.
good. 9th, Thank God by Travis Scott. Might be the best song, in my opinion, off of Utopia. In 8th, another one of my picks for best song off that album, Hyena by Travis Scott. 7th, First Person Shooter, Drake and J. Cole. Definitely a good track. 6th, little surprised by this one. It's Still Yours by The Kid Laroi, a single from earlier this year. Really, really like the hook on that one. I think it's really well performed. The vocal layering on the chorus is really cool.
Yeah.
5th, another Utopia consideration for best song, "My Eyes" by Travis
Great
Scott.
song.
Fourth, I blamed the Formula One soundtrack from their game F1 23 for this one. It's 10:35 by Tate McRae and Tiesto.
It's such a good song.
Yeah.
I listened to that earlier today.
I can't even say it's a guilty pleasure song because it's just so
it's
good.
just a
Yeah.
great song. It's so good.
A few here that at least a couple here that you might be upset about. Third might be the third best song of the year. It's "Young Metro" by Future and Metro. It's so good, and The Weeknd I think is on that one as well. Number two, I had never heard well, that's not true. I had heard this song a lot of times. I had never appreciated this song until we did our Halloween episode last year, and I was like looking for some Halloween themed music.
Yeah.
It's "Party Monster" by The Weeknd off of the Starboy album.
Dude, I need to listen to that album.
It's a classic. I
Yeah.
like that one.
I hear it's phenomenal.
Yeah, but "Party Monster" is a crazy song. I love it. It was in the rotation pretty much the whole year, which is also the case for number one, which is "Like That," Future, Metro, and Kendrick Lamar, of course. It's not the last time you'll hear that song mentioned on this podcast by me. Also, that's what I'll say. But what I will say about this list is there's a lot of songs on here that I played a lot at the beginning of the year and haven't played for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I think what it is, I think there's just so much quality music that's come out the last few months that like my listening's been a lot more spread out. Like I haven't been listening to the same 3 albums where it was like For All the Dogs, Utopia, and whatever else.
Yeah. I'm a little shocked with my list just because usually with a top 15, especially with doing the podcast, if I find a song that I really like from a new album, it'll usually genuinely make somewhere in the bottom, whatever. There's not one song from this year that is on this list.
Wow, that's
Not one.
That's insane.
I know. Not one.
But I mean, considering how you listen to music based off of yesterday.
Yeah.
Jaden's the type of guy.
I just shuffled.
He hits shuffle.
I don't have a playlist.
All 5,000 or whatever songs he has.
I have a lot of songs. I have a lot.
And he'll just skip until he hears one that he's like, yeah, this is a vibe.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. I'm
yeah.
like too OCD for that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'll start off the drive by pushing shuffle until I find a song that I want to start with.
Yeah.
And then we just ride. The only time I have a playlist
Yeah.
is for the gym.
Yeah.
It's the only time. But that's because you roasted me at the gym one time, and so I've made a playlist and never looked back.
Yeah, probably because you were listening to like, I don't know.
No, I was listening to myself, and you were like, "You listen to your stuff at the gym?"
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I couldn't even control it. It's because we were doing abs, so I couldn't skip. I was in the middle of my set, and then you looked down. Anyways,
back to your songs that are not from this year.
Right. I did play 3,225 songs this year.
Yeah.
Kind of a lot. At number 15, I have "I'm Not Crazy" by Charlie on a Friday. At number 14, I have "Super Bass" by Nicki Minaj. Should have been higher.
Wow.
At 13, I have "Broke as F" by Corday. Great song. 12, "Enough" by Charlie on a Friday.
Charlie on a Friday.
Those are I do like those two. Didn't he drop an album this year?
It was extraordinarily mid.
Yeah, it really was. There was 2 songs that I found where I was like, "Hey, okay."
Yeah.
Anyways, he's not half bad. Sometimes,
Until you realize every song's the same.
Yeah.
That was my gripe with the album. But
Anyways,
that's not what this episode.
At number 11, "I Can't Be Myself," Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith.
Okay.
At number 10, "Woo Sung" by me and Dirty Mike.
There you go.
At number 9, "Roll the Windows Up" by MGK. See, this is why I'm confused about my most listened to people, because there's not even an Eminem song on here. I get that I listen to a lot of Eminem,
Yeah.
but anyways, we continue. At number 8, we have "Punch in the Clock," J. Cole. At number 7, "Amari" by J. Cole. At number 6, we have "Finding My Own Way," me and Dirty Mike. At number 5, this is where I'm a little confused because I didn't think I listened to this song that much at the beginning of the year. "Something to Remember," Matt Hansen. I mentioned that one last year. I'm just surprised that it's still
Sure.
up here. I didn't think I listened to it that much. At number 4, song that I still love, Chrome Hearted by Jaden. At number 3, a song that I, for some reason, all of a sudden can't get enough of, Hole Up by Kendrick Lamar. At number 2, I have Violet by Connor Price and Killa. And then my number 1 song, do you have any kind of a guess?
No.
Because you're not going to get it either way. It's Three Little Birds by Bob Marley and the
Actually,
Wailers.
that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
That surprised me in the most.
No, because we went and saw the Bob Marley movie, and you were
I
like,
love that movie.
no, I don't know, like Bob Marley, like, and then we walked out, and you were like, Bob Marley might be the best musician of all time. I was like, okay, whoa, like, I don't disagree with that, but like, yeah, before that movie, you were like, I don't know, but like the guy with the Three Little Birds song, like, a whole movie about him, I don't, and then
I just
you were
didn't
like,
know enough about it.
and then you were like, this dude,
I was like, bro, this guy's, wow. This guy really might be him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
was
doesn't
just-
surprise me at all, actually.
I don't know. That's just, I just played that song so much.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. It was 59 times that I played that song this year.
see, I feel like mine was like over 100 and something for all
Oh.
my most played songs.
That's a lot.
But like again, like because at the beginning of the year, I was just listening to like the same old stuff that was
Yeah.
relatively new.
Yeah. I guess mine is technically spread out too.
Yeah.
I
But
guess it
anyways,
makes sense.
moving into the last thing here, talking about top albums listened to. For this one, I feel like it always for me is just albums that we review,
Yeah.
and specifically albums that I feel like I have to listen to a handful of times to get a feel for it. Like you can listen to The Party Never Ends by Juice WRLD, and like 3/4 of the way through, you're like, okay, I know how I feel about the album. Some of these ones on here just took more listens for me to like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a solid feel on. But 15, one I did like a lot, We Don't Trust You, Future and Metro. 14, Might Delete Later, J. Cole. 13th, American Dream by 21 Savage. Definitely played that one a lot, early on in the year especially.
Yeah.
12th, one that I revisited quite a bit, getting prepared for one of our episodes, Encore by Eminem from back in the day. 11, one I came back to pretty much frequently until ever since it came out. Bad Cameo, James Blake and Lil Yachty. 10th, I'll Always Come Find You by Blast. Definitely underrated. Wouldn't say it's like a best album of the year, but it's solid. 9th, Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator. Getting into kind of that territory where it's like I had to listen to it quite a few times to like fully get all my thoughts about it. 8, Dark Times by Vince Staples. Super, super solid. 7th, Bando Stone in the New World, Childish Gambino. 6th, GNX by Kendrick Lamar. 5th, Death of Slim Shady by Eminem. 4th, Atavista by Childish Gambino. 3rd, Beautifully Broken by Jelly Roll. 2nd, Hearthstone Psycho by Don Toliver. And first place, pretty easily, I would always just come back to this, hit shuffle, F1 Trillion by Post Malone.
Wow.
I am quite a bit surprised that one of my favorite albums from the year, which is Everything Can't Go by Benny the Butcher, didn't make it on here.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we didn't do any kind of review where we did for pretty much every other album on here. So I would assume that's why like I didn't give it the top to bottom constant listens. It was just
Right.
always kind of like on a playlist somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my my list there.
How many albums do you listen to?
131, so not too many.
Yeah, I'm 2 above you.
Okay.
So one would say I'm
Yeah.
better than. No, I'm just kidding. 133. Not gonna say that. Anyways, there's a couple similarities in there.
Yeah,
A couple differences.
sure.
At 15, I have the Slim Shady LP. At 14 is where I have We Don't Trust You. At 13, we have Harley Quinn. A little surprised about that one,
Yeah.
but it was low-key a vibe. I really like the
Yeah.
instrumentation. Anyways, another little surprise. At number 12, we have Eternal Atake Deluxe, Love versus the World 2, Lil Uzi Vert. Because I was just trying to figure out if I actually liked him or if I really just didn't like the dude,
Yeah.
like musically. I
Undecided.
still don't know, but I at least listen to all his
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
At number 11, we have Recovery, Eminem. At number 10, unfortunately, and it pisses me off, and now I'll be upset with this top 10 list forever, but it's The Party Never Ends, Juice World. That
Yeah.
sucks. It just straight up sucks.
That's what you get for giving it 2 listens. I told you, 3/4 of the way through, you
I
already
know.
know how you feel.
Look, I know. The problem is I shouldn't have played 2K while listening to it, and then I wouldn't have needed a second listen. Anyways, at number 9, we have Relapse by Eminem. At number 8, we have Dark Times, Vince Staples.
Solid.
An album that I still really like that I found very early on in the year and sent it your way, and we had a little discussion about it. The Honeymoon Phase by Kenya Vaughn, somebody
Okay.
that I randomly just
Yeah.
found. Love
Solid.
the album.
Solid.
Number 6, Bando Stone in the New World, Childish Gambino.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, how do you say this one? Chromacopia?
Yep.
Tyler the Creator. I wouldn't put that in my top 5, but review.
Yeah.
And number 4, GNX. Not really surprised.
Sure.
It's just kind of crazy
Yeah.
that it got up there that fast,
Right.
but I do love the album. Number 3, Death of Slim Shady. So we got 3 Eminem albums in my top 15, which is a little crazy. Out of the City, me and Dirty Mike. And then my number 1, Beautifully Broken, Jelly Roll.
Shocker.
You want to know how many minutes?
Sure. Let's do it.
499.
499 minutes. Wow. I didn't screenshot the minutes. I just downloaded the titles there. But
yeah.
yeah, not a whole lot of surprises on your list to me. Definitely a lot of ones that we reviewed.
Right.
I will say the Harley Quinn one,
Yeah.
a little surprising, especially just because it's a shorter project.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just surprised that the minutes
And I mean,
were that high.
it gets close. Like 9 through 14, like minutes wise, they're like all right there. So they could all.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there's probably a couple that are
Yeah.
right there with 50.
For sure.
So. But yeah.
Well, there you have it. 2024 is wrapping up. Music is wrapped up.
It's wrapped.
Our tastes, you know.
We
I
haven't
will say the
changed.
funny thing about doing this end of the year Spotify, Apple Music wrapped thing is like every once in a while you're like, whoa, I didn't realize I listened to it that much. But at the same time, like for me at least, I was like, yeah.
Dude, that's
That
what I
checks
feel
out.
everyone's been. Everyone has been like one side or the other. There's no like, yeah, I could see that. No, it's either, yeah, makes sense,
Yeah.
or that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Yeah. Those people are in denial
Yeah.
about their tastes.
Like, I don't know what to tell you.
No, they hacked me. That's why Drake's in my top 3. No, you just listen to that much Drake. It's okay. It's okay.
They act like it's the end of the world.
Yeah,
It's
for
really
real.
not.
It's really
Like-
not. Depending on the Drake you listen to. If
Yeah.
it's Certified Lover Boy, you might have some problems.
Yeah.
If you're reading this as Too Late or like Take Care, it's acceptable.
Yeah.
Totally
if it's
acceptable.
any Taylor Swift, the thumbs down.
Somebody has to be a fan. Not me.
Not I.
The worst part is I actually kind of like the old stuff, but like I can't even go there anymore.
Yeah, I'm all right, bro. After that review,
I don't want to relive that. Let's just move on. Next week we got the best songs of 2024 episode. I'm not ready for that one at all, so I'm going to start getting ready right now. Cheers.